Rev it up and welcome to Cars Yeah, show number 2314. Today, I'm talking with somebody you could call a road angel. You'll understand in a minute. Be prepared to be inspired.
This is Cars Yeah, where you'll enjoy interviews with inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Mark Green is here to provide you with a fuel injection of automotive inspiration. So get in, sit down, buckle up, and get ready for a wild ride here on Cars Yeah.
Hello, inspiring automotive enthusiasts, and welcome to Cars Yeah. Yeah, I'm back in the UK, Nottingham today with a very special guest by the name of Gary Digva. Gary, welcome to Cars Yeah. Do you have any gear, and are you ready to release the clutch?
Of course I am, Mark.
I think you're always ready to release the clutch. I know.
Always.
I know a little bit about you and the kind of cars you like, and we're going to get into that in a minute, and I'm going to give you an introduction in a moment. But first, I want you to share one little thing that most people don't know about you, Gary.
Well, Mark, I'd probably say the biggest thing people don't know about me is that I'm married and I have 4 children.
4? Wow.
Yeah, 4, yeah. So I'm of the young old age of 41. My eldest is going to be 18 and my youngest is 6. So, yeah, keep myself busy. So, married, wife, 4 children, and lots of cars and lots of automotive tech around me.
Most definitely. And, you know, with children spread out that far, wow, you're experiencing a lot of different child rearing things all at one time. That must be an exciting house to be in.
Absolutely, it's crazy. I mean, you don't know what it's like. It's mental when your oldest is ready for university and your youngest is still going to reception. And then I've got some young, ready to become teenagers approaching middle school, as it was to say in America. I think it's middle school, isn't it, when they're sort of hit?
Yeah, junior high and high school, middle schools before high school. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's tough, but it's great because they're off that age where they can all manage themselves and do their own thing and keep themselves entertained, keep us entertained and keep us on our toes.
Well, very happy family you got there, no doubt. That sounds like a lot of fun. And a very cool business that we're going to talk about. So let me give you an introduction here. Gary Digva is the founder of Road Angel. Yeah, he's a bit of a road angel. Their award-winning and groundbreaking design and technology supports a broad range from dash camera to speed awareness to integrated car stereos, all designed to help keep motorists safe, keeping you very safe and on the road. Auto equipment theft costs, well, it costs everybody these days, and it's common knowledge that thieves target tradespeople. Stolen equipment has risen 80% in recent years. Sounds like you guys have the same problem in Europe that we've been having over here with theft. And the spiraling cost of theft trickles down to everyone. So protecting your valuables starts with Road Angel. We'll be back in just a moment, but first a word from our sponsors. So give them a little love. They keep the petrol in the tanks, and we'll be right back with Gary.
Yeah.
Years ago, when it was time to renew my collector car insurance policy, my carrier's rates went up, way up, but my usage was the same and I never made a claim. I didn't even have a ticket. So what's with that? So I turned to American Collectors Insurance. Has your collector car insurance recently raised your rates for no good reason? Tired of paying an annual membership fee? Then it's time to look around and call American Collectors Insurance. I shopped around, I asked friends for recommendations, and found a winner that I can trust. And boy, I'm glad I did. I saved hundreds of dollars every year and slept better at night knowing my baby was properly insured. American Collectors Insurance have been protecting vehicles since 1976. They provided me with an agreed value insurance policy backed by their history of taking great care of their clients. What could be better than that? So give them a call and ask for a quote today. 866-ACI-YEAH. That's 866-224-9324. And protect the ones you love like I did with American Collectors Insurance. Classic car insurance designed by collectors for collectors. For several years now, you've heard me talk about Linkage Magazine. I've been a subscriber since the start. Their talented and creative team brings you a spectacular publication and website that shares the automotive passion from a worldwide perspective. Linkage is about driving, restoring, collecting, and first-hand experience at collector car auctions and more. They bring you real-world values plus rational, experienced opinions on the current markets. They cover the automotive world and the people who share our passions. And Linkage Magazine has grown, mailing you 6 issues annually. Join me on this journey with Linkage. They're geared for the automotive life. You can subscribe at linkagemag.com. TechForce is a charity of choice here at Cars Yeah. Auto techs are in high demand, but the supply, it's critically short. For every one tech who graduates school, there's 5 jobs waiting for him. Said another way, 4 technician jobs go unfilled for every technician graduate. Lots of young people love cars, but don't know how to turn that passion into their careers. TechForce Foundation shows them through career exploration, technical education, and the workforce development solutions. Join Cars Yeah in supporting TechForce Foundation and its mission to solve the technician shortage by donating at techforce.org today. So, Gary, we are back. So I want to talk a little bit about how you got into this industry, and then we're going to take a deeper dive into Road Angel. It's become so important to protect the things around us, and I've got friends who work in the trades who've had entire truckloads of tools taken in very short periods of time while they're in Home Depot getting a new hammer or something. You know, it's terrible. But there's also a lot of other elements to this: speeding, controlling what you're doing on the road. But let's take a step back first. How did you get in this industry?
Well, the industry was automotive, and it was started by my father, my brother Steve. My father was a market trader, had a passion for just work, grafting, and sort of earning money and providing for his family. And my brother Steve had a very passionate automotive background. So he very quickly, from a young age, got into automotive products like car audio, speakers, amplifiers, etc. And then when I joined the business in the late 90s, I had a very keen tech interest. So Steve was all about historic audio sound, and I was all about tech, innovation, bringing it into the 21st century, making sure that we're market leaders in everything, internet, and do all of that type of stuff. So Road Angel was developed to make Britain's roads safer. And at the time, it was about speed cameras were new. People were being caught speeding left, right, and center. They didn't understand the technology. They didn't understand what the police were after, and bottom line is it was a revenue maker, but at the same time it was trying to keep all motorists and all road users safe. So our technology at the very offset would advise consumers if they were approaching a speed camera, thus slowing them down, making that area safer, getting them through it, and then obviously they'll carry on in speed and drive faster again. So we developed the technology further then to say, well, actually, we don't just want to tell them about speed cameras. We want to tell them about the road speed limit so they can make an informed decision whether to slow down or not. And that's really where our technology started to become special and innovative, because we were then advising drivers to slow down when they were automatically speeding because they weren't in a speed camera zone. So that's really the origins of where our business started 20-odd years ago.
Well, you know, it's important. And over here in the States, we do have some cameras, but they're typically just at red lights to catch people that don't come to a complete stop or blow through a red light. Massively dangerous, obviously. But other than that, we sometimes have these flashing signs that say you're speeding, but not the kind of cameras that you see in Europe. And I remember the first time I went over to the UK, I wasn't familiar with those things. And the rental car company said, be very careful going into towns, you know, because they've all got these little boxes. They're in the bushes or they're standing right out there. And at first I thought, you know, another revenue maker. But when you stop and think about it, speeding is super dangerous. And we have these cars nowadays. They could go so fast. Even Toyota Camrys and Hondas, I mean, they can go really fast. And you see all these videos on YouTube of crashes, and it's horrific. I've had guests on the show who've lost their children. It's terrible. So in a way, you know, I love your company name. You guys are angels to kind of sit there and hover over and remind people, slow down, because there could be a little child in the road up here.
Absolutely, and that's our technology. It's about making the road safer for everybody, not just the driver. It's about the passenger. It's about the other vehicles, passengers. There's children crossing the road, pets, animals, even wildlife. It breaks my heart when I drive on the road and see an injured animal on the floor or on the roadside. And I just think, did that animal have to die? Was that driver driving too fast? Was that driver paying attention? And that's really where our technology comes into its own, is to make the driver or give the driver the empowering information to make the right decision. So if they're going to drive fast, they know the Road Angel saying, hey, you hit the speed limit. The speed limit is 30, 40, 50, whatever it is. And anything you got to do beyond that is your own risk. We're advising you that you need to make this decision carefully and think about it. And our Road Angel is like the guardian angel on your shoulder. So it's tapping you and saying, hey, remember, it's a 30 here, slow down. And over time, our technology has progressed to really develop the ability and the user interaction with the user itself and the driver. So we put the driver in the automotive seat and we say, look, what would you like? How would you like it better? How can we train you better so our product gives you more information? And working with the consumer and working with our engineers, we've developed the system so it's not in your face, it's not constantly hounding you, but it's there subtly, giving you the right information when required. And you're right, you can drive fast. You could do 50 in the 30 zone in a Toyota Camry, in a Lamborghini, in a Ferrari, in any vehicle. You can break the speed limit. So the misconception of many drivers on the road is that if you've got a fast car, you've got to break the speed limit. But actually, if you look at statistics, and I'm talking about the UK only, 98% of all people who break the speed limit and get caught speeding drive normal, everyday cars, either electric or vehicles with engine sizes of up to 2.5 litres.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the different types of products that you offer people. I just came back from Southern California. Now, I live in Washington State. They do not put up with speeding. I mean, if you go 5 miles and over on the freeway, you'll get pulled over. California is a free-for-all on the freeways. I came from there, but every time I go down there, I'm a little bit blown away. And I had an accident happen right in front of me. And I was thinking if I'd had a camera in the car, this lady cut me off and then cut off a semi-truck, and the semi-truck nailed her. And she's lucky she's alive. And I got out to help her, and the truck driver got out, and I said, do you need me as a witness? She cut us off. And he said, no, I've got a camera in my car. I saw everything. I saw her coming. I just couldn't stop fast enough. I'm 80,000 pounds. So let's talk about why it's important to have these products, but more importantly, the different products that you have and how they integrate into stereo systems, how easy they are to use, to go back and look at things so you can see, hey, it wasn't my fault. Or in the case of theft, who was that got into my vehicle and stole all my things?
Yeah, sure. So the type of products that we do, Mark, the first product we ever developed was speed awareness, which was going back in the days. We then progressed speed awareness into dash cameras, so cameras for your car to do exactly that, to monitor the road ahead, to record what's happening outside of the vehicle for a whole purpose of products. We then developed a range of car stereos because we've got a love for automotive. We've got a love for audio, so we want to bring in that audio tech into the vehicle. And we're furthering developing some new technologies in vehicle tracking, so stolen vehicle tracking, and also more dash cameras for commercial vehicles such as trucks and larger vans, etc. All our products all integrate, not 100% currently at the moment with each other, but we're developing an ecosystem where all our products will talk and integrate to each other. And all that is built around one of our app technologies that we've just launched recently in the UK, which coincides to our Road Angel Pure Speed Awareness product. Later, that will then talk to our dash cameras, and then later it will talk to our car stereos and our vehicle trackers. And they're the main product categories that we have developed so far on Road Angel. Going back to your scenario, the truck involved in an accident, dash cameras is something that lots of consumers are considering purchasing, especially in the US at the moment. It's a small but fast-growing market. It's quite established here in the UK, and the reasons why people would want a dash camera are so different. I would want a dash camera to protect myself in the event of an accident, so I can say it wasn't me at fault because I see myself as a good, sensible driver, not breaking speed limits, trying to abide the law, don't use my mobile phone whilst driving. And now all the do's and don'ts, I'm that type of guy where I just want to make sure that my dash cam's recording, it's always looking out, and it's always there. Then there's a second type of user who wants to who wants a dash cam to record everything else that's happening in the vehicle, and then in the event of a claim, can sort of accelerate that claim, insurance claim. And then there's a third type of customer who's buying a dash cam because he's heard it's cool, he's heard it's good, and he'll buy a dash cam she will buy a dash cam just to tick that box and say, yeah, I've got one, and I might need to rely on it one day. But chances are they've sort of hit the entry price point. Dash cam goes in, works for a couple of weeks, and then stops working. So it's really, really important that if you're going to make the decision to buy a dash cam, which I think all consumers should do, especially motorists, you should buy the right one that's going to work.
I was looking at new Porsches recently, kind of interested in a new car, and one of the options was it's prepped for a dash cam. And now this is a Porsche, new Porsche, but Are many cars or most cars these days all prepped, or is it easy to install these things, or do you have to take them to somebody?
Not many cars are prepped with dash cams. I can only talk for the UK and European market here, Mark, and I can safely say that 95% of the vehicles that are purchased brand new currently in the UK are not prepped for dash cams at all. But our dash cams, our Road Angel dash cams, are so easy to install. Put it on your windscreen, behind the rear view mirror, in the top left-hand side for us, and there'll be top right-hand side for America.
Yeah, we drive on the wrong side here. I'm sorry. We should have followed your lead.
And and it's one cable, and you just run the cable down straight across the roof line in A-pillar and straight into the fuse tap and the fuse box. So it's really quite simple. So there's absolutely no vehicle in the world that we can't retrofit one of our dash cams onto. An installation would probably take, depending on the type of dash cam it is, if it's a single facing dash cam, maybe half an hour. And if it's a dual dash cam, maybe an hour.
Or there's plenty of places around that will install these things properly, make sure they all work for you. That's always my case. Go to an expert, make sure it's put in right.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
I love it. I love to talk with guests about what I call our driving inspirations, people in their lives that really inspired them. You come from a family of very hard workers. You use the word graft, and that's not something that we use over here. And it's funny you used it because I just was watching with my wife. I think it was Call the Midwife. And they used the word graft, and I went, wait, that has a different meaning here. What are they talking about? But basically, it means a hardworking person, a person that rolls up their sleeves, kind of more blue collar, I guess, and gets down into the trenches and does the job. Am I using that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you come from this family. You mentioned your dad, hardworking, brother, you. Is there somebody, and I'm kind of guessing here, I think where we're going to go, because people that come from families that are entrepreneurial and hardworking, those are their inspirations. Are those people yours in your family, your mom, your dad, your brother?
Absolutely. Ever since I've been a child, I've aspired to my parents and my older siblings, my brothers and my sisters, my mother and father. I've always aspired to work hard, graft, and do the best I can inside of work and obviously within the family as well. Business doesn't always stop at the office, so it's continued before you go to the office. It's continued when you get home after work. So the mind is never stop. My mind in particular, I never stop. I'm constantly working, thinking, sending myself reminders, emails, making notes. And it's just literally using what I've seen my parents do, my brothers do over the last sort of 30 years growing up, but doing it in a more digital format nowadays to make sure that I'm always at the front of my game, top of my game, and delivering good products for consumers.
I was going to touch on this earlier, but I do want to touch on it. Technology is just firing at such a pace, and you're a tech guy. Your business is all about tech, and it relates to this next question about challenge, and we'll go down a couple paths here, but the challenge of keeping up with technology and seeing what's coming ahead. Here we had in the old days laser detectors, radar detectors, that you put up and they beep and scream at you and so forth. You've got something entirely new, and it's very, very cool. But keeping up with technology, are you finding that's a challenge, or is that what really motivates you to kind of always be looking down the road? There's a nice pun for what we're talking about. To keep up with the technology, and so that by the time you bring something to market, it's not old already.
Absolutely. Keeping up with technology, not just keeping up with it, but innovating technology is the future. We've constantly look at other markets, other products available and apply those learnings and saying, how do we bring this into the vehicle? How can we make a driver's life easier? How can we make a pedestrian's life safer on that? And the way we develop our technology is, I'm the visionary for our business, and all the crazy ideas come from me. Some of them, sorry, I shouldn't take credit for all of them. Most of them and some of them. But the way we deliver tech is we look at other industries, we look at what's possible, we pry into the questions of our engineers. So we ask our engineers a number of questions that will get negative answers. We then start challenging them and say, well, how do we address this? How do we address that? Is this possible? And all of a sudden, the engineer starts thinking as I'm thinking, yes, that's possible. Yes, you can do this. It's achievable. So when we're at Road Angel, we're just looking at technology as a whole. One, we don't want to just be the followers of technology. We want to lead the technology forefront. And we look at that by addressing other markets and then bringing them into the automotive sector. And one of the examples of how we're addressing technology at the moment is the use of AI. So our new dash cameras that we're launching for the balance of this year at Christmas time will incorporate a automatic number plate recognition system.
Wow.
So that's using the technology off the camera, running AI on top of one of the cores, looking at the road ahead and directly at the vehicle in front and the cars either side, one on the left, one on the right, processing those frames of that video, frame by frame, deciphering the numbers and the images and the icons that it sees, and then recording them, storing them in the metadata, and then storing them onto the SD card.
Wow.
And that's the use of AI. And the reason why we've done that is because the years of selling dash cameras, one of the biggest questions that most consumers would ask is, can I record the number plate? Can I see the number plate clearly? And all they would do is stop, press play, trying to decipher the number plate of the vehicle that's either had an accident or driven past them at speed or whatever the reasons were. So we developed the AI tech, which is readily available in the world of the internet, and AI is big now, and incorporated that into our new dash cams.
Oh, how cool. I was going to bring up AI because I've had guests on the show that are developing new technology for autonomous cars. And instead of using old LiDAR, they're using new, like the cameras on our mobile devices that are so crisp and clear. And we've all seen the old cameras that capture something, but you can't even make out the person's face. It's like, what good was that? It's just a blur. So This is pretty cool. Really, really cool what you're doing. Challenges, though. Business comes with challenge. Life comes with challenge. Could you share a challenge that you faced that, looking back, was kind of painful, but are you glad you did it because you learned a lot of things?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges in my business life has been when I got delisted from a major retailer here in the UK. So it was the biggest supermarket in the UK, and I was supplying them millions of pounds worth of products every year. Business was booming. Things were good. And I got that dreaded phone call from the buyer one day to say, hey, we've had an internal discussion here and we need to cut costs, reduce overheads and streamline our supply. And I'm afraid that your products and your business is going to be discontinued from our range.
Ouch.
And it's like, ouch, yeah, wow. It felt like somebody opened the trapdoor underneath me. Yep. My heart sank and I was like, oh my God, what do I do now? It's big. It's big business. It's profitable. How do we address this? And I took that time to reflect. Obviously, I did my best to try and recover the business. Multiple meetings, pitched multiple times, but the decision was clearly made. It was a board level decision, and I couldn't bypass that. So I then took reflection on what I've learned, what I did in the past 6 years, nurturing that account, building it from nothing to tens of millions of pounds, and thought, hey, you know what? I need to take my learnings, put that to one side, and apply those learnings to Road Angel as a brand. So whilst I was building this business up with this retailer, I wasn't focused on Road Angel. My focus was over there because they absorbed 90% of my time. I then put that time and effort into Road Angel, and yeah, wow, it exploded. We're developing great new products. We've got dash cam selling in sort of 8 countries now. Our road speed awareness products are selling really well. We're constantly selling out of stock of it, and it was a blessing in disguise.
You know, I hear this a lot. When one door closes, another opens. And do you ever look back on that and think, wow, what if that one account had not gone away? Where would I be today? So the lesson here I hear you saying is always keep your blinders wide open and not so focused on one thing. Make the time, figure out how to make the time to expand and always be looking ahead. And it's that proverbial saving for a rainy day, because it may come, and especially with the kind of things the economy is doing right now, you never know when some board director goes, nope, and there's nothing you can do about it. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just stroke of a pen, right?
Absolutely. And it's the old proverb saying, don't keep all your eggs in one basket.
Yes.
And that was me. I had all my eggs in one basket, and I was too focused on that one account. And yesterday I was actually having dinner with the buyer, the old previous buyer who I used to deal with. We formed a fantastic relationship and friendship. And he was in town and he contacted me and said, look, let's have a catch up and dinner. And I thanked him and I said, you know what you did was one of the best decisions of my life.
Wow.
You made that decision for me because I was so focused with your company and developing your business that I neglected my own and the capabilities of what could be achieved.
Wonderful story. Appreciate you sharing that. And I'm so happy everything turned out great. Something for everyone listening to think about how they're conducting business right here today. I know you're a car guy, Gary.
Absolutely.
Little road angel told me this, fluttered down on my shoulder. And I want to talk a little bit about, or have you talk a little bit about a special vehicle in your life? Because I know you've got a pretty cool story.
Yeah. At the moment, I've got quite a number of beautiful cars, but I'll possibly have to say the most special vehicle, not in my collection, but in the family collection, is my brother's Ferrari 458 Spider. And the story behind this is my brother was going to turn 40 in, let me think now, 2014, and he hinted and indicated that he'd love to have a Ferrari convertible, and it was his dream to have a Ferrari convertible. He didn't specify which model or anything. In conversation, there was talk about how it's always his ultimate dream to have a Ferrari. So myself and my older brother took it upon ourselves and thought, hey, he's worked hard, he's done well for the family, he's done well for his own family. Let's try and make that dream happen.
Wow.
let's try and buy a car. Let's buy a Ferrari. And at the time, we'd never invested in a supercar, never really looked at buying a supercar. It was just a pipe dream that everybody has and a poster on the wall. So we made some inquiries and we went to the dealership and we started looking at the time, the Ferrari California, which is quite cheap. It was £100,000. At the time, translated to about $150,000 and it was nice. So we thought, hey, yeah, this is great. We can afford this. It's not too bad. Let's sort of go for this vehicle. But then we test drove this car and it was not a screaming Ferrari. It's like, this is boring. I'd rather drive an Audi. So both of us were like, no, this is unacceptable. So we then considered what are our options, and eventually we decided, we spoke to the dealership, we're going to buy him a brand new car. So we sat in the dealership, myself and my older brother, and we said, look, we're going to go all out, and we're going to order a 458 Spider. It's the ultimate Ferrari to have. It's what he would want. It's convertible. It's red. It's got Crema interior. It's got all the specification in the world. So I think I spec'd it out at about $350,000 US. So it's pretty much at the time one of the highest spec 458 Ferraris available in the UK. And we spec'd this car for his birthday in June.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah. And he was not aware of this vehicle at all. So I've got two older brothers. It was for the middle brother, and he had no idea. So we sat in the dealership and we've gone in there and we've spec'd this vehicle, paid the deposit, and then walked out of the dealership, sat in my big brother's car, and thought, wow, damn, we just bought a Ferrari.
What did we just do?
What did we do? Yeah, it didn't sink in until we sat in the car, and then that cold feeling came into, we've just spent so much money on a supercar.
Yeah.
How do we achieve this? And it was that thing, because we were just constantly working hard.
Yeah.
And the ultimate for us is to make a dream come true for somebody.
Yeah.
And that was really, really important. So the vehicle came. We arranged a massive 40th birthday celebration for him in my house, in my backyard. And then I had arranged for the Ferrari to be delivered at 6 p.m. at the house. So we then put blindfold on him, everybody around the front, and this massive trailer pulled up. The back of the trailer dropped, and all of a sudden, every guest of the party just gasped like, wow, I'd never seen anything like it before.
Oh, how nice.
And I was standing next to my brother, and he's thinking, what's happening? And then people hinting, oh my God, it's a Mini. Oh my God, it's a brand new Mini. So he's thinking, what am I actually getting as my present?
Yeah.
And obviously he had some idea it's a vehicle, because we've asked him to come to the front and we're all on the driveway. And then the Ferrari pulled up on the drive. We took the blindfold off and he just burst into tears.
Yeah, he must have lost it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like his dream car just delivered there for his 40th birthday.
Yeah.
And wow, that meant something. It meant something to him. It meant something to us and everybody who was there on the day to enjoy our celebration.
I love it. No doubt it's equipped with a road angel.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
And speed awareness.
What an awesome story. So all I can say to that is, Gary, my brother from another mother. I've got a birthday. Well, actually, you just missed
Mark, I just missed your 40th. I'm sorry.
40th. Well,
yeah.
You are making me feel rather young. I just turned 65 2 months ago. So
wow.
Yeah, it's I'm a little bit older, but what a wonderful story. That's absolutely awesome. So I'm a bit of a car psychologist. I can crawl into your head and pull out all sorts of interesting car facts. And this one is a unique question. If you were reincarnated, you were manifest as a vehicle, what would you be and why?
Oh, good question. I'd have to say, if I was reincarnated and born again, I'd have to be a G-Wagon.
Oh, okay. Now, what's the reason behind that?
Well, I'm big, I'm dark, I'm beautiful. No, I'm not really. Yeah, no, I'm just big and powerful.
You're a pretty handsome guy, so I'll go with that.
Yeah, no, it's the reason I'd say G-Wagon is, it's because of that. I'm big, I'm agile, I'm refined, I've got power, I can be pliable. Sort of a G-Wagon's a great vehicle. You can take it off terrain, on the road, off the road. So I'm pliable to many scenarios. I can sit with an old person and have a great conversation. I can sit with young children and have a great time. And that's the G-Wagon, isn't it? You can take it to a dinner party. You can take it to the beach. You can take it everywhere. It's sort of, that vehicle is available for all seasons in all conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind getting dirty as well. That's really cool.
Well, there you go. A little bit of graft there, right? So, yeah.
Cool.
So you're very multifaceted. You know, returning from Southern California, I don't see many of those up here where I live, but down there, there's a lot of them rolling around. And you're right. It's one of those cars that you can take out in the country and down a logging road, a dirt road, or you can pull up to the finest restaurant and they'll park it right in front next to that Lambo and that Ferrari. So, it's pretty cool. And they're pretty lush. They're pretty lush when you crawl inside. Beautiful cars. So, I always ask people how they like to give back. And the way I view your business is that your product is giving back. Is that how you view Road Angel?
Absolutely. Yeah. We can't give all the time to thousands of consumers and thousands of individuals, but we can make a difference. And the way I give back is to say my product should help somebody drive better, be more speed aware, make their vehicle safer, make them safer, and in turn, stop that accident from ever happening, ever occurring. I'm a great believer prevention is the cure, and it's never a solution to try and fix something after it's happened. So if people are driving at the right speed on the right road and they get hit, they hit a child or they hit an animal or they hit anything, there's a good chance that item or that person will live.
Well, It's awesome what you guys are doing. Oh, so important. Now, I love books. We love books here. Now, you're a very busy guy. You even have time to pick up a book with all these kids and business operations. Is there a book, though, if you can think back, that you might refer to our listeners today that you enjoyed?
Yeah, I'm not really a book person, I'll be honest with you. As a child, I used to read all the time and spent lots of time reading lots of different books. But as I grew up and got into business and started having children, I found myself with less and less time to actually sit there and read and get some quiet time. But a book that I have read recently is probably The Richer Way by Julian Richer. And this is a chap that used to own a very, very successful hi-fi business here in the UK. A real inspiration to me and my brothers and my family, because he turned a passion of audio into a very successful business, ran it in a type of a cooperative, and then gave the business back to his staff and people who were part of his cooperative. So when he retired recently, he gave the whole business back.
Wow.
To the new owners, to the staff who worked in the business. And I think that's incredible because I've not seen anybody do that before. And it wasn't a small business. I think it turned over 100 million US. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
And he gave back. And he's a real inspiration to me because he's driven by customer service, and that's the important part of his business. And that's what we apply to our business, is to make sure that we give the best possible service to our customers all the time.
I love it. Very cool. A new book recommended here. So I'll put that on Gary's show notes page so all you listeners can find it. Quick, easy click to buy. And I'll remind everybody there's a great place on the Cars Yeah website called Guest Recommended Books. There's over 3,000 books listed there with quick, easy clicks to buy. They were referred all by my inspiring automotive enthusiasts, so check it out. So the ultimate drive, I'm an enabler, Gary, but I'm a great enabler. I'm going to enable you to pick any car in the world, go for a drive anywhere in the world, and take anybody with you, even maybe somebody from the past who's no longer with us. So a guy who likes fast cars, nice cars, fun stuff. What are you going to be doing today?
Well, the ultimate drive has got to be my Lamborghini Aventador SVJ.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Beautiful car.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough be one of the lucky owners of Lamborghini when they invited to make the purchase. And if I could drive with anybody in that Lamborghini, have to be Nigel Mansell.
Oh, the great F1 champion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What an incredible guy. He was my idol whilst growing up. Watched many races with him, winning, losing, crashing. It was phenomenal. But just to have the old guy in the new beast,
Yeah.
and to have the similar sort of technology that was in F1, but probably the Aventador's got more technology now than the F1 car that he had, and just to really drive and get the most out of that car. And
Wow.
to
Yeah.
give me the passion and the emotion.
That would be pretty cool. I was fortunate enough to be at the Lamborghini factory a week before they were going to roll the first Aventador out the door.
Wow.
And they were getting a private tour, and they had built this wall in the factory. It's not you've probably been there. It's not a big place. You know, you compare it to major manufacturers. And I said, what's behind the wall? And the lady said, she kind of winked. She said, well, something new. And I said, Aventador? She goes, yeah. And I said, can we go in there? And she said, no. And I go, please. I mean, just a peek. So she actually gave us a quick little walkthrough. No pictures, of course, you know, but yeah. And as you know, at that place, everything's built like an F1 car is built. It's like a operating room. And that car, when it came out, is like a fighter jet. I mean, it was just like, whoa, right?
It's the best way to describe it. Yeah, you're in the cockpit of a fighter jet, and that's how it's designed. It's it drives like that as well. I've never driven a fighter. Well, I've never flown a plane or fighter jet, but you really get that feeling. It's a hard car and a great car to drive. The agility, the power, the speed, the accuracy, how it gets in and out of corners is unbelievable. And I actually have the Aventador S, and the completely different beast altogether, the SVJ. What a motor.
Oh, incredible. So I got to assume, would you put Nigel in the driver's seat?
Of course, yeah, definitely. I would never ever be a passenger when you've got one of the greatest people in your vehicle. You'd have to give them the privilege of driving.
Of course, absolutely.
And the experience of being there with them.
Yeah, very cool. I've got a local friend here. In fact, he's been a guest on the show, David Smith, who had one of Nigel's Formula One cars, a Ferrari.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that he actually took out and raced through the Ferrari Clienti program. And I mean, one of the old ones. So pretty dicey, fast car, but David did a great job with that ride and got very good at driving it through using a simulator and then getting on the track. So yeah, how cool would that be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. You've taken us on a really cool ride today, Gary, and I can't thank you enough for chatting with us about Road Angel and what you're doing there. The whole philosophy is just spectacular. Before I let you go, could I ask you to share maybe a success quote or some words of inspiration?
Yeah. Okay. My mantra in life is simple. Earn more, save less. It's easier to earn more money, and it's harder to save money. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with today. If I ask you to save $500, probably really difficult. But I ask you to earn $500, you could probably just do that in a couple of hours working overtime. So it's definitely easier to earn more money than to save more money.
Okay, you had me tricked a little bit here. You know, we all hear the complete opposite, but the idea here is to keep driving forward, keep earning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I love it. How can people learn more about Road Angel?
If you want to learn more about Road Angel, please come to my website, which is www.roadangelgroup.com. You can also get us on Instagram and Facebook, which is Road Angel Group. And if you want to learn more about me, just follow my LinkedIn, which is Gary Digva, or come to me on Insta. It's a private account, but if I like what I see, I'll allow you to follow me and I'll follow you back. And it's hashtag GMoneyCo. That's GMONIECO.
There we go. I'll put all those links on Gary's show notes page. I want to do a quick shout out. Thank you to Vicky Sales at Motivate in the UK for introducing me to Gary. Vicky, nice job. Really appreciate it. Gary, hey, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for spending time and sharing your business and your life with us today. Until you and I talk again, my friend, I'll see you down the road, no doubt, with a Road Angel hovering over my shoulder.
Thank you, Mark. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me to the show.
Absolutely. This has been great.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's ride here at Cars Yeah. Drive on over to carsyeah.com to find show notes and inspiring automotive fun. Download your free copy of Filler Up, a fun book filled with gorgeous photographs of fuel filler fun, including quotes from more inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Download your copy today, and we'll see you next time on Cars Yeah.